Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most significant developments for the Steelers in the upcoming seasons. Rumors are swirling around a blockbuster trade scenario that could reshape the AFC North and, more importantly, give the Steelers a real shot at returning to Super Bowl contention. The buzz is all about the Detroit Lions and their potential willingness to part ways with Sewell, one of the league's elite offensive tackles, in exchange for a first-round pick in 2027. Yeah, you heard that right, a future first-rounder. The Lions, sitting at 8-5 with a cap hit of around $22 million, are reportedly eyeing a strategic rebuild, especially on the defensive side. But what's catching fire in NFL circles is their willingness to move Sewell, who's become a cornerstone for them, to Pittsburgh. And when you look at the current state of the Steelers' offensive line, it makes a lot of sense. The Steelers have been searching for that reliable blindside protector, especially with the issues they've had with sacks allowed and inconsistent protection for their quarterbacks. Pittsburgh's offensive line has been a work in progress, with some games showing promise but overall struggling to keep defenses at bay. Adding Sewell could be a game changer, not just for the protection of the quarterback but for the entire offensive scheme. Sewell is an absolute beast, a true franchise left tackle who's been among the best at his position since he entered the league in 2021. With over 60 starts under his belt, a PFF grade of 92.3, and being a two-time Pro Bowler, he's proven to be an elite asset. His ability to shut down pass rushers and dominate in the run game makes him a perfect fit for the Steelers' offensive identity. And as per Steelers Depot and various NFL insiders, Pittsburgh is seen as a prime landing spot, an organization that understands the value of protecting their QB and elevating their offensive line. Now, diving into Sewell's profile, it's impossible not to be impressed. The guy is a force. Since his rookie season, he's displayed consistency and resilience, missing very few games and maintaining top-tier grades across the board. In 2025, he played all 13 games without allowing a single sack, and his run-blocking grade was an outstanding 91. That's the kind of reliability the Steelers desperately need. His ability to open lanes in the running game and provide a fortress in pass protection would allow Pittsburgh's offense to breathe easier, especially with the way their running game has been trending upward with Najee Harris. Sewell's presence could boost the Steelers' rushing yards per game significantly, potentially adding around 180 to 200 yards per game on the ground, considering his history of elevating the Lions' rushing attack by over 200 yards in 2024 alone. The reasoning behind Detroit's move makes sense from their perspective, too. They're allowing an average of 23.4 points per game and are in a win-now window that's facing some uncertainty. Moving Sewell, who carries a $24 million cap hit, frees up resources that they can reinvest into bolstering their defense, which has been a weak point this season. They're also focusing on their future by acquiring draft picks that could help them rebuild or improve other areas, especially on the defensive line and secondary. It's a strategic move, somewhat similar to what the Eagles did in past seasons, trading cap space for draft capital and building a more balanced team. For the Steelers, this potential trade could be a turning point. Improving the offensive line with Sewell's addition could lead to a significant reduction in sacks allowed. Some reports suggest a 25% decrease and an increase in overall offensive efficiency. Pittsburgh's offense could see a boost of at least 12% in EPA, expected points added, overall, making them more dangerous on every down. The numbers project that with Sewell in the lineup, the Steelers' points per game could see a noticeable uptick, and the run game could become even more lethal. His previous impact at Detroit has been impressive, with a plus 180 rushing yards in 2024 and an elite run-blocking grade of 91. Sewell's style matches Pittsburgh's physical smash-mouth identity, and his addition could help open up more opportunities for Harris and the rest of the backfield. When we think about the bigger picture, Super Bowl odds and playoff implications, adding Sewell would be a massive boost for the Steelers. Currently, their Super Bowl odds sit around plus 8-0, but if they secure Sewell, those odds could improve to around plus 4-0. That's a substantial jump, especially considering how much protection can influence a team's chances in the postseason. Experts on NFL.com have highlighted that having an elite offensive line is worth at least 2 additional wins in the regular season, which could be the difference between missing the playoffs and making a deep run. Sewell's presence on the blind side would serve as an X-factor, especially in high-stakes games against powerhouses like the Chiefs, where protecting the quarterback is paramount. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Steelers' offensive strategy moving forward. With Sewell anchoring the left side, the Steelers could run a more balanced attack, mixing play-action passes with power runs. It would also allow Kenny Pickett more time to operate, reducing the pressure and giving him the confidence to make smarter decisions downfield. The offensive line has been a point of concern all season, with too many sacks and hurried throws. Sewell's elite pass-blocking ability, allowing just 5 sacks over the past few seasons, would immediately elevate the unit. His run-blocking prowess, especially in zones and power schemes, would open up lanes for Harris and the Steelers' dynamic rushing attack. Looking at the division, this move could send ripples across the AFC North. The Ravens and Bengals are already formidable, but Pittsburgh improving its offensive line with Sewell could give them a new edge. It's not just about having a good line, it's about having one of the best, a player who can be a cornerstone for years to come. Sewell's youth and high-level consistency make him a franchise piece that can help the Steelers contend for Super Bowls in the coming seasons. Plus, with the Lions potentially focusing more on their rebuild and draft picks, Pittsburgh could seize this opportunity to add a proven elite talent to their roster, accelerating their championship window. In terms of history, the Steelers have always valued dominant offensive line play. Think of past teams that won Super Bowls. Having a rock-solid line was often the difference maker. Players like Marvel Smith, Max Starks, and others built the foundation for Steelers championships. Sewell could be the next in that lineage, a pillar for the Steelers' offense for years to come. He's a player who embodies the physicality and toughness that Steelers fans cherish, and his addition would certainly boost the team's confidence heading into the postseason. So what's next? Well, everything hinges on whether Detroit pulls the trigger and how Pittsburgh's front office responds. But the signs point to a serious possibility. If this trade happens, it could set the Steelers up for a more potent, more resilient offense that can grind out wins even in tough environments. It could significantly improve their chances in the playoffs, especially with the kind of protection Sewell provides. It's a move that makes all the sense in the world, considering the current landscape of the NFL and the Steelers' ambitions to get back to the Super Bowl. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Sewell would be the missing piece to finally bring another Lombardi home? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Let's keep the passion alive and keep dreaming of more Super Bowls to come.